Planet of the Fakes 4 Kids, and Pigstar HH News. These are my post after the sentencing after the second trial. I was on standby to testify in the second trial, where he was found guilty, but I was never called. I was told they had conflicting statements from former witnesses at the first trial and that it would be enough. I believe the defense made a mistake by not calling me to testify. I testified in the first trial and the stand your ground hearing. I spoke to the defense several times and also called 911 the night in question, but to everyone's surprise somehow that 911 call has disappeared. There is video of me pulling in that night and was shown in the first trial, and also phone records of my calls placed to 911, verified in the stand your ground hearing. Explain how the prosecutor's office did an investigation but never interviewed me. 4 days into the first trial they called me and stated that they wanted to see what I remembered, as they just so happened to stumble upon my statement. 2 years later, that was told to me the day I was called into the solicitor's office. The defense was unaware of me and my statement not provided to them. They had never heard of me until the first several days into the first trial when I called them. I was so concerned about what had happened in the solicitor's office, I picked up the phone and called Todd Rutherford, defense attorney, who had never heard of me. You talked to everyone that night, conduct a so-called investigation. However, the one person, who at the time I was 38. I did not know anyone there. However, when officers started arriving, I realized that I personally knew one of them, and I approached him and let him know that I had called 911, that I wrote a statement, another officer had it that was on scene, and asked if someone could remove the crime scene tape and let me leave, but you never interview me, call me, or had any contact with me after I left the cookout. So how did you and your department conduct an investigation as to what happened that night in question? My 911 call is lost. And you list my name on the formal papers you file against this kid as your chief complainant, but never interview me, only 2 years later call me into your office to see what I may remember, and when you hear what I have to say, you rush me out as if you have seen a ghost. How can you investigate and expect a fair trial when you don't conduct a true investigation from the start? Link to the article. Like our Facebook page. Link to the full video. Share on Facebook. Share on Twitter. Share on WhatsApp.